Thank you all for attending. I want to thank Spring Hill Sports Live and the Riverton Group for hosting this event here at the Vault. So I'll pass it over to BJ here to explain a little bit more about what we got going on today.
All right, thanks. Thank you guys. What a great turnout. This was awesome. Appreciate everybody coming in to be here for this morning's Chamber Coffee. First, my wife Leslie with Spring Hill Sports Live Harris Media Group. We also brought some broadcasters with me. I wanted to make sure we introduce these guys. Some of you, if you watch some of our broadcasts, you might recognize their voices, but you don't always see them. And so, first, Kate Garbajo. Kate's the OG, first hire #1 for me when we came to Spring Hill, and has been on our broadcast ever since we've been up here in 2019. Bryce Kessler.
Yeah.
He's my partner over at Baldwin and was the original voice of the Broncos. I get reminded constantly from sharing how much Curtis Kaiser, who's helped us with basketball last year for Spring Hill Sports Live. Alex Smith, who's a Spring Hill broadcaster.
Yeah.
Alex is a utility player. He's picked up all of our schools from around the area. And Tristan Jordan is here. Tristan's here. Tristan and Alex are soccer broadcaster extraordinary. I would say we probably have the best high school soccer broadcasters in the Metro of State of Kansas. So, pretty happy with that. Anybody else here that's worked for me or ran camera or anything that I don't know? Oh, my wife does. But sometimes we grab people out of the crowd, throw them on camera. I think that would be a softball game, so it does happen. I'll just give you a real quick brief background on why we're here and how we got here. Specifically for Spring Hill, we moved up here in 2019. Before that, I had started the year before, or 2 years before, I started a similar product in Girard. That's where I'm from. My high school, I was a broadcaster there for 15 years before that. And so I had a really good build up and knew that I could probably make it happen in Girard. Had no clue about Spring Hill. We didn't know about Spring Hill really before we moved up here. Leslie moved up here for a teaching job. And as a business, you should know the first stop you make when you come to a new town is go to the Chamber. And in this particular town, you're very fortunate because the Chamber is so connected to everything else. Because when you stop the Chamber, you talk to Sharon, you also get all the school board information, you get all other community information. And it just made it so much easier for us to be like, okay, well, there's obviously a connection to this town. And when we started going out to talk to people, it was over at that point. So we knew that there was going to be a support for it. And that gave us Spring Hill's buy-in to our product and what we were able to put on the air that first year in 2019 was very serendipitous because then, boom, pandemic happens and all these schools are needed and I knew we could make it happen. We went from Girard and Spring Hill to Girard, Spring Hill, Paola, Lewisburg, Tonganoxie, and then at Baldwin, and now we have Columbus and Galena. So across our network we have 8 schools we work with. And so just from a scope standpoint, last year in 2022, so calendar year 2022, over 200,000 views across our network. 73,000 hours spent watching our broadcasts. That's people sitting down with our broadcast, with our product, watching high school kids play sports. We have over 5,000 subscribers. We did over 307 broadcasts last year. I just figured out for this school year from September 2nd to yesterday, it's 249 days. We did 341 broadcasts. So we're averaging more than a broadcast a day right now across our network and somewhere across eastern Kansas. I set this whole thing up, and when I started radio a long time ago, for me anyways, and radio left all these small towns and abandoned them about 40 years ago. When deregulation happened in the 80s, these radio stations just disappeared on these small towns. They used to be the place to go for information, and especially for high school sports coverage. There's probably a radio station licensed to Spring Hill. You wouldn't know it, because if you're this close to Kansas City, you're not going to be a Kansas City station. And so we found a real niche that we could service and be at least the sports side of that local flavor. And it's parlayed into live streaming graduations, live streaming band events, live streaming chambers of commerce. I'm standing right in front of the camera and my back of my head is all
We even live streamed a funeral.
I did a live stream a funeral earlier this month. So we will do it, and that's for the community because as a high school student, they didn't have enough room in the church, and so they called us. And that's the whole I want to feel in the community, that we want to be able to do those kind of things. And we're able to do it with support. That's the thing. The advertising, it's a different model. There's another competitor out there that makes you pay $10 a month or $18 a month, and then we'll charge your card every month from there on until you turn it off.
Just to watch it.
Just to watch a game. And we wanted to build it to where there was no cost to the school, there's no cost to the people watching it, because the community can support this. The businesses can support it, and there's a value to the businesses to be able to reach into the homes of the people in USD 230 or whatever school district. And so I really feel pretty confident it's a good product for the marketing side of it, and I'm really confident about how much it can impact the community and build some make that connection between the business community and the school that used to be very common and kind of got cut off. Now we're away from the businesses to say, here, we find value in your kids, we find value in the effort your kids are putting out there, and we want the community to be able to see that effort put out there. And that's ultimately what we do with our broadcast. Michael Brand's on there. I told Michael I was going to talk about him whether he was here or not. I knew if it's before noon he wouldn't be here. Michael's confidence in me he was the very first advertiser I approached in Springdale after I talked to Sharon. And he's like, this is a no-brainer. He was so familiar with other businesses, and he's like, this will work. And that gave me the confidence to go out there and sell. And I really appreciate Spring Hill buying in what we're doing, allowed me to go do what we're doing now. If that hadn't happened, we probably would have stopped right there. But I really thank you to the business community here in this town. So let's talk a little bit about that.
Hey, and can I just toot your horn for just a little bit?
I
Because
never say no to that.
these guys, I mean, we are very fortunate to have them in our community. So when somebody like this stops by the chamber office and then they move in and really invest in your community, you don't just find that every day. So they've both gotten very involved. They have 2 kids that are in the schools and very talented. And so BJ's on the chamber board now. Leslie's doing lots of stuff in town. I mean, these guys are great. I'm still a little salty about Bryce not being the voice of Columbus anymore, but you know, I have to mention that every time. And I'm still trying to wrap my head around the fact that the 80s was 40 years ago. But, so go ahead.
No worries. Well, like BJ was saying, it's super hyper local. We go into small communities on purpose because we're filling a void that like newspapers and radio don't really exist in these areas. So how are we getting our information? A lot of times it's through Facebook, which we know doesn't always work also. So we do TV-like commercials that we produce with you, like an agency would, saying, so it's not like, here, we did this, take it. You know, we say, what is it that you're wanting to get out of this? What can we do? How do you envision it looking? And we produce something free of charge that comes along with your sponsorship. And so we do 40 broadcasts per channel per year. And that is at least 2 commercials each time on a broadcast. So we say at least 2 because sometimes it's running multiple times. So with that, we have a lot of businesses that cover a larger area. So we have ones that are big time supporters in Paola, Lewisburg, and Spring Hill.
First off your bank.
Yes.
Good example. But
Yes. And so really, it's a great way. You're getting into the homes of these families who have kids in school, their grandparents, their friends who are watching this. There's nothing quite like it when it comes to advertising.
Come on in.
So we are getting ready to get kicked up for this next year. Hi, Michelle.
Yeah, you can probably leave the door open now the train's by, right?
Still there.
Name's still there. No worries. So we're starting to sell for this upcoming year. He runs the Kansas Shrine Bowl. My brother's coming home from New Zealand for the first time in 4 years. So hit us up in the next couple of weeks if you really want to get talking about something. We're available all summer, but I'm going back to teaching full-time next year too. So we've got, like she said, we have a lot of place that we spend. But we want to make sure we create a quality product that we're proud of and that the people who advertise are proud of as well. So we have this information. It's the same price on every channel. We do offer a discount if you do multi-channels. Our little round cards here have both of our cell phone numbers on them for you to reach out to us and our emails. And we also have a couple of the statistics. What's great about our product is when you do a billboard or a radio ad, you're just putting it out there and hope that people see it and hear it. We actually have the statistics behind from YouTube to prove this is what you're getting out of it. So that's a great addition to that.
And then finally, the quality of it, that's what I really stress. And that's why these guys, I brought the broadcasters, because they go out in the field. I just happened this week, I was figuring out how to pay them and making sure they did what they said they were doing. And just spot check and listen to broadcasts. And I'm just overwhelmed by them. Like, it's legit. They're real broadcasters. Bryce is a professional broadcaster. Alex is a professional broadcaster. All these guys are pro broadcasters. And that brings a better product for your kids, because then they get to know those kids, they talk about them, they find out about their lives, they find out about what else they're involved in, and that's just not something you get from the other products that are out there, the other people that are broadcasting games. And I just think these kids, that put so much time into their sports deserve a better display of their talents. And so we kind of got ahead of things because we didn't go around the room.
That's okay.
And then
You wanna go
I'll
ahead
go to
and
talk
talk
about
about
Rotan.
Rotan?
Yeah, we talked about all the places we spend. One of the things I recently got involved with Rotan, and so we have several Rotan Club members right over here. I think they're concentrated. So if you guys would raise your hand, say who you are, and there's my Rotan guys. Go ahead.
James Coates,
Yep.
Mark Squire, Jim Hamer, Keith Styles.
Great Ewing.
Greg Ewing's been a little MIA for a little bit, but I'm still on.
Andy.
Pay your dues, it's all matters.
David kicked you out yet?
No.
Rotan Club's celebrating 50 years, and I like the fact that, because I built this thing on the community and wanting to support the community, that's all Rotan is. It's 100% help the community, and it's been doing it for 50 years here at Spring Hill. And similar examples of what they've been doing, we voted last meeting to give out $3,700 in scholarship to Spring Hill high school students, including one specifically for a trade, which is exciting, and that's what I think was the biggest donation, the biggest scholarship, one of the biggest we've ever done. We do the Breakfast with Santa breakfast. We do the beer garden at the Fall Festival. It's one of the biggest fundraisers of the year for us. We do the breakfast for the Easter egg hunt, and then going out and doing community cleanup, cemetery. Our biggest thing is we support the Boy Scouts. We're kind of the charter. We are the charter club for the Boy Scouts in Spring Hill, and so every meeting we get a report on the Boy Scouts and what they're doing, and we have a liaison to the Boy Scouts, which is really exciting, or the Scouts, I should say. So anything else you guys want to say about Rotan? Well, 50 years is really good. We're going to have a district person come in and present a plaque at our next meeting, but I just want to make sure they got recognition for all the good work that Rotan's been doing in Spring Hill for before the 80s.
Recruit.
Or they-
Yeah, and we'll always look for members. And there's information over here if you want to know about it. And male or female, right? Anybody can join. And it's over here, brochures. The saying is community service, whatever. I lost it. But,
Whatever.
whatever. It is kind of whatever. I mean, people go, hey, can we cut down tree limbs? Yeah, let's go cut down some tree limbs. That's the kind of stuff they've done. So, you guys want to say anything? Mark's the vice president.
When do you meet?
Monday.
So Ruatan is very heavy in the east and the southeast in the country. We're some of the further western clubs in the country. Ruatan comes from Latin urban, Rus, and that is how the organization was started, largely because of the need in some of those small communities in the south and the east for fire departments and water systems. And that was the core of the civic organization. As those people came together, formed that organization at a national level, and they were able to put a lot of water systems and a lot of volunteer fire departments and fire equipment in those communities back at that time. We've done a lot of community service things over the years, mostly centered about just doing things like we talked about, getting out, cleaning up cemetery, helping elderly people move, get stuff out of them. We've done spring cleanups. We used to do the chicken barbecue, Christmas tree sales. It's just endless the amount of stuff we've done in the past. Lately, we've been able to be very fortunate. Our treasury is very heavy, and like you said, we've done a lot of donations back into the community and into scholarships. We meet the fourth Monday at the Methodist Church basement. So if you'd like to be involved a little more in the community, and you've got some time to give, 6:30, fourth Monday, Methodist Church basement. Come down, check us out, visit us, and we always have a meal, so don't worry about eating supper. Come down and eat supper with us, and we'll see if we can put you to work.
I will say, like, when we're trying to be selective of what we get involved in when we moved up here, and he wanted something that wasn't too much of a commitment, but still be involved. And so Ruatan, you meet once a month, and then you have a couple of events throughout the year. And so it's, I mean, I know a lot of people have families, and it's hard with kids and your schedules, but this is really easygoing.
Make sure you get your business card in. We'll go around and do all that in a minute, but we're going to give away the player of the game live read. So if you have a business, and at the end of the game, we'll say the player of the game is brought to you by your business. Make sure you watch it. So that will be all year long, 40 broadcasts. So if you want to be the player of the game sponsor, put your card in there.
Do you have the card thing going around?
It's right behind
You
you.
can go ahead and start passing it, and then if people need to go up and write their name on something and put it in there. If you have a card, put your card in there.
Also, while I have your attention, I am a board member for Madison Avenue Performing Arts, and a lot of people just don't know it exists. It is a local community kids, how would you say it?
Yeah, youth theater.
Youth theater, yeah. And so there's grade school options, and then there's high school options, middle school. They combine them all together. The ones for the summer, the deadline is the 21st. So if you have kids that are thinking about it, it's a great opportunity. Again, not too much time, 2 weeks, 2 hours a day, and then they perform at the end. So look it up. It's called Madison Avenue Performing Arts on Facebook. Okay?
Go ahead, Sharon.
Okay, go ahead.
All right, I guess time for introduction. So like I said, Jim Stevens from Seats Incorporated. I'll pass it here to my left.
Sharon Sharon, Prudential Financial. April Earhart, Whiteberg. I'm gonna take 2 seconds. Joanna Meek, Avon representative here in Spring Hill for 13 years. I also like to try to do community fundraisers. Last year I did 112 care bundles and donated them to our food pantry as deodorant, soap, toothpaste, toothbrush, and right now I'm doing one for my father's house in Paola. They serve the homeless of Miami, Franklin, and Lynn counties. And I'm collecting money. $5 covers, it's my cost, lip balm, toothpaste, toothbrush, deodorant, and bar soap. And my goal is 200 bundles to donate to them, and right now I am just under 100. So if you'd like to donate, I have all the information on here. I know last time I passed them around, so if you already got one, just pass the thing to the next person. But that's that, and I have Avon books too if you're interested in that.
Okay, let's go for it.
Oh, I'm Gina Crawford. I manage the Meadowlark Event Center. Can I have 2 seconds?
Yeah, 2 seconds.
We recently got our liquor license and we are hosting new live events. We're having live bands. So our next one is May 27th. We're hoping will be our first annual Red, White, and Boots. We have Andy and the Outlaws coming to play music. And it's on our live event section of our website. So hopefully y'all can make it.
And Gina's also our fabulous host for the annual dinner, the chamber dinner every year. So they've posted it there for the last 5 years or something.
As well as I've been there for almost, so 5 years.
Yeah, so perfect. She's great to work with. So go ahead, Ellis.
Okay, Ellis McGee with Platinum Realty.
Grant Ewing, Edward Jones' office. Since the spring's, well, almost summer years here, everybody's not wearing their coats anymore outside. Way in advance, but we do a coat drive every year. I think we're going to be doing chamber coffee in October, I think it is this year. And if you have coats, we can't really take them now, but if you are planning on getting rid of them, keep them. Gently used or new coats, primarily for children. The children coats always run out every year. If you guys wouldn't mind keeping them around, when we get closer to the season, we'll start collecting those at our office.
Go ahead and take it to him now. He has room. Shannon Lewis, first up.
Lane Massey, City of Spring Hill.
Miranda with Always and Forever, the local animal shelter, and I just wanted to give a quick update. Last weekend we had our biggest fundraiser of the year, the Golden Gala, and we grossed $107,000. So it was great.
And I'm Victoria, also with Always and Forever. I schedule a lot of the groups that come out to visit and do volunteer work for us. We've had to date about 7 school groups come out who just want to volunteer, which is great. We love to have kids come out. We also have scout troops come out, so if you all are connected with scouts, sometimes they need to work on a badge and they can come out and do that with us. We have a scout that's actually coming out this next week to start some landscaping for us for his Eagle Scout project. So we're always there. You can reach us on our website. There's a 800 number and an info email, so you can find us and we'll set you up.
Brian Peel, Spring Hill Rec. This is actually our facility that we manage and is available for private parties and other events such as this. It's only been open since February, so we're really working hard to get the word out and get some awareness about this being available. There's lots of different cool ideas that you could use it for, and not just for kids. So keep us in mind.
Quick question, you have some open hours this summer?
Yes, we also do free open play. We've been like 3:30 to 6 o'clock-ish, I believe.
This summer it's 12:30 to 5.
Okay. 12:30 to 5, Monday through Friday this summer.
Awesome.
Joe Deemer, I'm a Ruerton and the chartering organization representative for the Boy Scouts here in town. Scouts, both Cub Scouts and Scouting USA, the older Scouts. And Ruerton's has been the chartering organization for decades. The group here in town, 289, is actually, this is their 55th year, so they go back quite a ways. And so it was a big event for us, but also a good sponsorship, a good community relationship between the Ruertons. I like to explain the Ruertons as all the community service that Scouts learn growing up. That's where you can continue to do that as a local organization and be able to help out. So I think there's a good synergy there, and has been. We look for opportunities to help with street cleanups, Eagle Scout projects. Also, the cemetery coming up on Memorial Day, putting out flags and making sure there's work with the American Legion and American Legion Auxiliary, and that group there. There's a nice ceremony that goes on there that's really been under attended, so I'd like to get the word out here, and I really appreciate the Chamber for getting the word out on that. That's a great ceremony to go and show your respect and an appreciation for the military out at the cemetery this Memorial Day at 10 o'clock. So you'll have a lot of groups participate in that, so I'm glad that we were able to work with the Chamber to get the word out on that. So really glad to be able to participate and help the community.
I'm Mark Squire, Spring Hill Ruertons, and I'll also put a plug in for the Aquatic Center. I'm the manager out there, and we're still hiring lifeguards. We need a lot of lifeguard positions still. We open on the 28th. If they can get the lake fixed this next week, we'll be open on the 28th. And if not, as soon as we can fill the pool, we'll be open. But if you know any high school age kids that are 15 or older, they'll qualify for those lifeguard positions. Have them email pool manager email, or I've got my phone number on some snack signs up and down Webster. They can call me, and we'll make sure they understand where they can get their certification and talk about the job. But it's a great summer job for those high school kids. It starts right after school lets out, and it will end right before school starts. So it's a great experience for those kids that are in that 15, 16 age. So if you know anybody, tell them, be a lifeguard.
No report. I am a JT officer. It's another show.
James Coates, again, Spring Hill Road.
Curtis Kaiser, Spring Hill, Hillside Community Church.
Jenny Rainforth with Pack Happy Travel by Jenny. I'm your local Spring Hill travel agent.
Bryce Kessler, Spring Hill Sports Live, as they mentioned, the first guy that used to do the Bronco games on the network. Now I'm overdoing the Baldwin games, so I live in Baldwin. I lived in Baldwin when I did the Spring Hill stuff as well. So sorry to leave you, Sharon. The commute to Baldwin High School games was just a little bit shorter blocks as opposed to over here. But I did enjoy broadcasting over here and the community support that the channel received then back in year one, and certainly what it continues to do. So as BJ kind of mentioned earlier, it's really because of this community that allowed me the opportunity to stay right at home and do Baldwin games, and to add guys that do Lewisburg games and all those. So you guys were definitely a springboard to all of that, and not only to help your community, but you've, if so facto, helped a bunch of other communities as well, and employed a bunch of other broadcasters as well. So thank you all for that support and that continued support.
Paige Goosey with Blackhawk Development. I don't really have any announcements there, but I don't know if you saw the sign outside for the blood drive. It is next Wednesday. I think it's 2 to 6, so there's still quite a few spots open, so if you want to sign up for that, that would be great. I don't know where all the links are, but I shared it in.
There's a QR code on the
There's
sign.
there's a QR code. That would be the best place to get the link and sign up. So please do if you can.
Tristan Jordan, I'm the current coordinator for the Spring Hill Education Foundation, as well as being a broadcaster for Spring Hill Sports Live and other varsity sports media things. But we, the Education Foundation, are partnering with the Chamber of Commerce and the Spring Hill Rec and Chicken and Pickle up in Overland Park on 135th and Knoll. We're going to be putting on a block party this summer on the 29th of July. So that's going to be a drive for families that may be at a disadvantage economically, or just anybody really, to come and get a physical, a dental checkup, possibly immunizations for the upcoming school year. You can enroll your kids there as well. We had our first committee meeting yesterday, or Wednesday of this week, and so we're really trying to get that ball rolling. And so if you haven't heard from us yet, you likely will be hearing from us to have a booth at that event, and several of our committee members are here, so it's good to see all of you again. And yeah, so keep an eye out for more information on the Spring Hill Block Party.
Alex Smith, I'm with BJ and Spring Hill Sports Live, just trying to live up to Bryce over here. I want to thank everyone for all the support, not to go into a huge aside about my life story, but when I was coming out of college, I really felt like I wanted to do the biggest games and the brightest lights and the highest level of competition. Working with Johnson County Community College and with BJ doing these games and just having people like come up to you and talk to you or send you an email about the trumpet competition that the starting center is also doing in 2 weeks. Or I've realized that something else drives me, and being involved in this community specifically, but also others around, has made a really good impact on me, and it feels good to also be a part of that impact on here as well. So thanks everyone.
I'm Caden Carbajo with Spring Hill Sports Live, and this job has really given me a lot of outlook on, because I really enjoy sports, and I've done this job for about 4 years. And when Mr. Williams was calling, I actually got this job right after high school, so it was I was going into my first year at Johnson County, and then it was that fall that Mr. Williams called my mom, and he said, would Kate be interested in doing this live stream thing? And we have a guy here that just moved here that wants to do live stream for high school sports, and he wants to do it for Spring Hill. And so, long story short, I met BJ over there at the Bean, and he basically laid out a plan about what his vision was for the company, and I've been with this company ever since. So it has really grown the community with high school and live streaming sports, and I could see that growth and how everybody enjoys listening to Tristan, Alex, and even Bryce when he was here.
Hey, BJ called the games for a year too.
Nothing more gives you more humble than walking into a room with Caden and Bryce in Spring Hill, because Caden's the most popular person in town.
But yeah, just to see the community embrace this business. BJ and Leslie, you guys have done a lot. So, thank you guys.
Yeah, thank you.
I'm Marie Haney, Spring Hill Recreation Commission.
Jason Garber, Spring Hill Rec, fishing derbies on June 3rd from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. at the Veterans Park.
Zach Roche, Spring Hill Rec. We got a ton of free kid programs this summer. Check it out online.
Jay from Spring Hill Rec. If you ever want to use this facility for any group that you are a part of, give me a shout.
Sean Newton, Newton's Clean, also a member of the Spring Hill Rec Board. We're Newton's Clean looking to hire and hopefully branch out more to the commercial cleaning side. So if you have any cleaning needs or anybody that wants a job, let us know. This is my wife, Kristen Newton.
Bart Baring, Grace Nichols, real estate.
Dave Haynes, Spring Hill Rec.
Kira Brown, Colonial Oaks.
Ashley Havens, Colonial Oaks Senior Living. Kathy Steig, Chicago Melty.
James Brad, Helpful Home Services.
Kat Camilo with Spring Hill Fall Festival and Vivian. But Spring Hill Fall Festival, real quick,
we're still taking vendor booths and sponsorships, and if you guys are not familiar with Fall Festival, chat with me. And there's also lots of opportunities for anybody that wants to get involved or wants to do something outside of just like a standard booth. So, Michelle, Huffman.
Woo!
I don't know.
Stephen Mitchell, Sharon's son.
New college graduate.
That's the best job title I've heard yet.
Marissa Murphy, I own Collar and Comb Groomery, and this is Dakota, one of our groomers. She's joining today.
Where's the puppy?
Next door. All of them.
So I just have a few chamber announcements. I think everybody, so if you already know all this stuff, you can pass it by and let the people that have it. But just to give you an update on a few things we have coming up, I go to information Memorial Day ceremony. According to what I got from the American Legion, Justin Ellis is going to be a guest speaker.
Yes.
All right. So if you guys know him, former Mayor Steve Ellis' son, he's a former Marine. We're going to do a ribbon cutting at Moody's Hardware sometime on the 30th of May. I don't have a time yet, but so watch the chamber stuff about that. We'll be doing a new member orientation sometime in June. We don't have a date for that yet. Wednesday, June 7th is our big event at Jayhawk Marina. So this is a multi-chamber event with all the Miami County Chambers, Lewisburg, Osawatomie, Paola, and then also Gardner and Ottawa and us. It's usually, way over 100 people. Grand Merritt sometimes does boat rides for us. There's a food truck. Everything's free, so you just show up and enjoy the evening on the lake. It's really fun. Intro to summer. The 9th through the 11th is the citywide garage sale. I'm just going to tell you, the citywide garage sale is kind of the bane of my existence most of the time because that's all the calls I get. And we don't really do, we set the date and everybody has their sale. But this year, we are going to have something on our website where people can register there. Michelle Huffman has done this in the past, like create a map and everything. But we're actually going to have a place on our website where people can advertise their sale if they want. So within, the next few days, we're going to get that up and running. Our next chamber coffee is at Black Hawk Apartments. So Kate will be hosting us out there. If you've not been out there, it's in the clubhouse. It's beautiful. 223rd Harrison all the way to the dead end. And just come into the clubhouse there. In June, also June 20th, we're going to be doing the third of our Chamber Educational Breakfast Series, and it's going to be Let's Talk Insurance. So we're going to have people talk about business insurance, business succession planning, just different things that you may want to purchase insurance for your business or your organization. So we'll have our local vendors there and just some information as well. June 24th, which I need to confirm all the times and stuff, but we usually do a sneak peek. That's the day before fireworks go on sale. And Gina usually hosts us at Firework Mania, so you get to go in and watch the videos and see all the cool fireworks. And then that's also the same day that Moody's is having a grand opening. So those are some things to look forward to. June 26th, Comcast is going to be hosting Spring Hill up at one of their facilities in Olathe, so you can learn about all their products that are going to be available here. And then, Blaine, if you want to say something about this too, but the city is redoing their comprehensive plan. So there's a little barcode on this piece of paper. There's a survey out right now that you need to go in and take the survey. And if you would, I listened to the planning commission meeting last night. If you would just enter your address so that they know you're a Spring Hill resident or not. It's not like they're going to track information back to you and call you and say, why do you answer this question this way? They just want to make sure people, they know where the people are coming from. So if you're rural, they know you're rural. If you're a city person, they know you're a city person. And then I have some save the dates for the chef block party. We also just scheduled the date for the teacher event. If any of you are new, every year the chamber from long before I was around does an event with all the new school staff. So the certified staff would serve them lunch. We kind of have a little vendor fair so they get to go around and they feel really welcomed in the community. And then we also collect some giveaways for the classified staff as well. So everybody new to the school district gets some kind of gift from the chamber that says, we're glad you're here, you're important, and we want to welcome you. And then I have the dates for the Chamber Rotary Golf Tournament, which is September 29th. We already have that event set up on our website. If you want to register for that, please do. Fall Festival is September 30th through October 1st, and then our awards dinner and auction will be November 14th. So I think I covered all my bases. It's 8:57. If you're a chamber board member, could you just raise your hand, because we have a few of them here. So great group of people that make us, help us do what we do. So thank you all for coming. I think it's National Pizza Day. You guys have a great
National Pizza Party Day.
Oh, National Pizza Party Day. Okay.
So you've all already been to a pizza party before 9 o'clock.
And there's more back there, so if you didn't get enough, please help yourself.
I set up one of our broadcast rigs just for fun, because I've done it, I don't know, 30 times already this week. But so if you want to know how we put this product on the air, it's just right here is how we do it. And if you want to throw some headphones on and see what it feels like, you're a professional broadcaster. You can come work with Bryce and check that off your bucket list.
Okay. Kaden will have you draw. So there's paper and
So this is for the player of the game. So the player of the game is brought to you by the middle of the Shoemaker Collision post-game show.
the Metalord! And because I'm feeling generous, let's do one more. Yeah? BJ's side.
I'm not sure on that.
Share Shrub! Okay, let me okay? Yeah.
Yay, thank you guys so much.
Thank you. Thanks, everybody. Spring Hill High School graduation will be on our channel tomorrow morning. You can't make it out there too if you got family.
Yes, take the information. Thank you. Yes. My girlfriend.